Ladies and gentlemen, Expedition 33 just got Steamdeck Verified. Following its big sweep at the Game Awards last week, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 got a big new update, and one of the new things that came with the update was Steamdeck Verification. So how does it run? We're going to find out here on the channel today. Let's take a look. Okay, let's check out Claire Obscure Expedition 33 running on the Steam Deck, and we're going to first jump into the settings and see the new Steam Deck preset settings here. They don't really give you a whole lot of options, but the ones they do at the bottom here, I turned all of those off because I typically don't like film grain, the chromatic aberration, the vignetting, all that kind of stuff, motion blur. So I did turn all those off. I do have the FPS in the top left if you would like to see. So basically I just kind of ran through the prologue for you so that way we could get into some of the more linear areas, run through some combat, just see how the game runs and reacts. And up front, first impressions here are pretty good. Well, they were pretty good. What is going on here? So that's interesting. I wonder if we skip the cutscene, is it going to fix that? No. Let's play through it. Let's see what happens. So, if you've not played Expedition 33, it's not supposed to have a red tint over all of the screen here. So we're going to just real quickly take care of this battle, and we'll see if the game corrects itself. But yeah, definitely a little bit jarring. Now, I will say everything through the prologue part of the game, I did not have any issues. Now, I did run through it pretty quickly. The only thing that I really did there was defeated the mime in that first area just to make sure I got the achievements that are, kind of locked into that little area. So I killed that mime, and also got the key, which you need for a specific collectible later in the game. So if you're a achievement or trophy hunter and you haven't played this yet, keep that in mind. The prologue, there are a couple of missable items. The mime's not such a big deal because you can go back and just start a new game and kill the mime, no problem. But the key, that one will screw you because it'll just lock you out of getting one specific collectible that you need to complete the game. I wonder if this is a pretty big update, and I have not read through the details, so I do wonder if they fixed that deal with the key to kind of let people get that collectible without having to completely replay the game. That would be nice if they did. So, hey, if if they have ever updated that or anything, just drop a comment down below. I played these pretty much when they came out, and I played them back to back, so it's been a little while. And yeah, that's so weird. We ran back into that area, turned red again, and then ran back out of it, and no longer red. So it didn't seem to be an issue. I will say the image quality and the game itself looks pretty good on these settings, considering most of the time in a prologue it was kind of bouncing in the mid-30s to mid-40s on the FPS. And once we got into this more linear area here, it kind of shot up a bit. So seeing a lot more in the 50 range up to 60 even. So it is running pretty good. Now, I will say I've tried this on other PC handhelds, and there's all kinds of just wonky issues with lighting and stuff on a lot of different devices. And I know that's, I guess there's some kind of glitch with Unreal Engine 4 that causes problems on certain devices. It does not seem to be the case here. This looks pretty good to me. One thing I will note is the hair in the game on if you're going to play it on the Steam Deck, boy, the hair does look really bad, but really everything else looks pretty good. Now, this is if you haven't played this before, the combat is very dependent on sort of like a kind of a rhythmic response to combat. So like if they're attacking you, you kind of, parry and dodge on sort of different rhythms throughout the combat. And, so typically you would want to play something that requires that really quick, immediate action for the parries and the dodges on, higher FPS. But I've been playing this one just a little bit here, and you'll see throughout the video that I do, for the most part, I nail the parries. I will miss some of these, but, I'm also just playing it for the first time, and, it's been, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months, whatever it's been. And, I'm still doing pretty good with it, even at the, with the FPS kind of jumping around. So I think it's totally playable if you have not played it yet and you're checking this out because you want to see if it's worth, ponying up the, I think it's on sale right now, $39.99 on Steam. But yeah, I think so far it has been totally playable. The only two issues that I had, obviously you saw the red issue there at the beginning of the video. And before that, when I completed the prologue, when it was loading up into the next area, the game did just totally freeze up and eventually crashed. So that's one other issue that happened. It wasn't a big deal, just loaded right back up, no problem at all. So just a couple of small issues right up front, which is interesting that since the game just got updated and verified for Steam Deck, that a couple of pretty big issues early on in the game, so that doesn't maybe worry me that as you go further into the game, if there's going to be more issues. I don't know. It's hard to say. Right now we're just kind of checking out the beginning of the game. Oh, and this area here looks really beautiful on the Steam Deck OLED. This looks better than, even some of the other PC handhelds I've tried it on. Obviously the OLED plays a big role here, but, obviously too, the Steam Deck and running Steam OS and its kind of optimization there, it's running, pretty smooth, generally speaking. So there you see Gustav's hair there. It's like totally white. So yeah, you have some of these random issues in it. And this is not, exclusive to Steam Deck. So if you play this on like Legion Go or Legion Go S or Xbox RG Ally, you're going to have these same types of issues, maybe worse even, I would say. I definitely had some other issues on PC handhelds that just made it, for me, not nearly as enjoyable to play. I will say, so far, this is probably going to be, I think, totally good for most people. Like I said, this area here really looks quite nice. I am not really missing too much. Of course, yeah, if you're going to play it on a beefy PC rig and have all the ultra settings and all that stuff, yeah, go for it. You totally can do that. You can stream it to your Steam Deck, Sunshine, Moonlight, whatever. If you have GeForce Now, obviously you can do that too. I played it on PS5 Pro, and I played it on, what did I play it on? I played it on GeForce Now as well for the Xbox version. So I've played all the different versions, and the game does just get kind of more beautiful and just more streamlined. There's less issues, less wonky stuff with the lighting, with the hair and stuff like that. And okay, let's go ahead and do this little cutscene here into this fight. The game does a good job of sort of introducing you to all the different mechanics here early in the game. It's constantly dropping tutorials on you. So definitely, if you haven't played before, you probably want to pay attention to that stuff. But the real kind of meat and potatoes of this game is the Picto and Lumia system. And you'll see me throughout just kind of like running around the environment and kind of like all the nooks and crannies, which I would definitely suggest doing that, because you'll find oftentimes Pictos out there just kind of just sitting out in the middle of nowhere. And that's really where the game gets fun, is combining your Pictos and your Lumias and then unlocking them to where you can use them on any character. And you can really get some just absolutely devastating builds. I thought it was kind of funny because, Lune here, her at the beginning of the game, it was kind of highlighting her ice abilities. And I really had the most fun with her throughout the game with the burn ability, and I just like turned her into like just a basically a human torch of a destruction machine. I mean, she would just completely obliterate people with all of her different fire, you know, spells and stuff like that. And then like the accumulated burn, she was just like a was kind of one of my main weapons for a long time until I eventually got all the right pictos and everything for the world famous Mael nuke build, which is a lot of fun. You can pretty much just one shot anything in the game, no problem. It was the only way I was going to beat Simon at the for the like one of the optional bosses, who is just absolutely ridiculous. So if you beat him straight up, hey, kudos to you. But I had to use the Mael nuke on him, and he has a couple of different phases. So luckily, I was able to nuke both of those phases before he could destroy me. So super fun stuff. It's just really fun to combine those different things and just kind of see what kind of different builds that you can make, and it just really becomes a lot of fun. The combat, super fun, obviously. I think that's one of the reasons that this game has kind of taken off, is it's not just turn-based, but it's like action turn-based, and it's kind of a rhythm game, and kind of, you know, the parry system is a lot of fun and super rewarding. Like whenever you pull off a perfect parry, God, it just feels so good. You know, if you're not... you know, if you don't have that kind of skill level to pull off the parries, because they are a super tight window, and it's, you know, not everybody's going to be really good at it. You can get through the entire game by just totally just dodging everything if you wanted to, and the dodge window is very generous. So don't worry about any kind of like difficulty in this game. It's not you know, super crazy hard. I mean, Simon obviously was, I mentioned before, but you know, for the most part, I think you're going to have no problems with the difficulty. This is not like a Souls type game or anything like that. The bosses, enemies, all super creative, super fun. We're just going to go ahead and finish polishing off this guy here real quick, and then we're going to take a short little break before the next section here. Hey everyone, Blame It On Ryan here, just dropping in for a quick second to say, if you like content like this, we would super appreciate if you would subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, so if you would do that, that would help us out tremendously. Also drop a like and comment down below. Are you guys playing Expedition 33, or are you planning to play it on the Steam Deck? I've got 2 full playthroughs in myself already, a platinum run on PS5 and a 990 out of 1,000 on Xbox. That unmissable key, damn it. All right, so let's get into the back half of testing Expedition 33 here on the Steam Deck with its new Steam Deck Verified presets. You know, so far so good. I think this is looking good, running good. I did notice that if I pull up the little dot menu, that it is not running in HDR, which is a little bit disappointing. But I would say that the, you know, the colors, contrast ratio, everything, at least on the Steam Deck OLED, still looks really good, really nice. I would definitely play it on here, and you know, that's kind of one of the things I'm discovering with the Steam Deck OLED. Sure, it lacks in performance, but the combination of the OLED and the HDR and SteamOS is really, you know, a good combination for you know, games to just look and run really nice, even when they are at lower FPS. We're just kind of checking out this cutscene here real quick, just kind of see how it performs. It looks like they've got these locked to 30, and for the most part, we've been running over 30, so I don't think that, you know, we're going to have any problems here in the cutscenes. So we'll let this run here for just a second before we jump back into the gameplay. Something's wrong with it. But yeah, this is so far totally playable. Obviously, we had the crash and that you know, the red room there, the, you know, the Kenny Rogers Roasters Kramer red chicken room there at the front end. I still don't know what that was all about, if that was just a one-off or what, but so far no other issues to speak of. Running really good. And if you have not played Expedition 33, obviously you've seen all of the discussion online. People are so annoying about the game on both sides, people defending it, people talking trash about it. This was not my game of the year, but it was certainly up there, probably number 2 behind Death Stranding 2. And I love this game. Like, if you haven't been able to tell, like, some of the my favorite games like really combine not just, beautiful visual cinematics, the games run well, they have good stories, but also just really wonderful music. Like I'm thinking about like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16 is another one that was just absolutely awesome with its music. Expedition 33 soundtrack completely elevates this game. I don't think that you would have seen nearly as much love for this game without this soundtrack. And I'm sure you are aware, but if you're not aware, they found the composer on SoundCloud of all places. It's just so insane. But I think this soundtrack is just for a no-name composer that they pulled off a random corner of the internet. I mean, this soundtrack is absolutely incredible. And when you play the game, all the different areas you go in, you're constantly greeted with new and different music. It's just like, it's unbelievable. The score is just top notch. It's really fantastic stuff. And it just completely elevates this game. And without the soundtrack, there's no way that this game is as nearly as popular as it is. Yeah, the gameplay's fun. The graphics look good. Especially if you're on a little bit higher end PC or console or something like that, graphics look quite a bit better. But this game, you can see the seams all over the place of it being, a small team. I really do hope, again, I haven't checked out all of the update details. I hope they added a mini map. If they didn't, they really should. Because these areas are all just kind of like, all kind of winding and turning and kind of, it's real easy to get lost in all of these different areas, which kind of gives the illusion that the game is much bigger than it really is. But I hope they added maps because it would just make getting around so much easier. Especially if you're a completionist and you like to get all the Pictos and Lumias and you like to get every nook and cranny like I do. It'll just save you from kind of getting a little frustrated with, backtracking and going around in the same places and stuff like that. So hopefully they did do that. I don't know. I didn't look at all the details. Probably should have done that. Should have prepared a little bit better for you. So apologies. I will do better for you next time. But if you're still watching the video, so far this does seem like a win. It does seem like if I spent $40 on it, $50 on it to play it on the Steam Deck, so far it's looking totally playable. Doesn't look like we have any major issues. I just skipped the end of that cutscene, so no problems with that. Loaded in fine, loaded in good. This is a kind of the first big boss battle, and we'll just kind of run through this boss battle here. And again, once we finish up this boss battle, that will probably be it for the video. So this is a boss that kind of combines, like you have to shoot out the little glowing light in his chest, and sometimes you'll get shields and you have to shoot out the shields. So again, this is just kind of like the game teaching you as you kind of progress through the early stages. It kind of gives you some different enemies that just kind of set the stage for all the different ways you're going to interact with enemies. So like we've already seen flying enemies that are really hard to hit unless you shoot them. So if you do any physical attacks, they quite often dodge those. This big boss here, he's got that light that you really need to shoot out before you start attacking him. Some bosses can get multiple shields, and I think you'll see it here with this one in a minute, where he'll do some sort of spell and get like 4 or 5 shields. So you got to kind of shoot those off or attack until those are all gone before you attack. Typically, you're going to just shoot those off because if you do an attack, you're just kind of like wasting a turn. Super fun game. All of the combat and the different ways that you can go about attacking each different set of enemies. It's just a lot of fun. You'll get, as your party grows, you'll have the ability to kind of swap people in and out, and you can kind of have different permutations of the characters and builds to just kind of like complement each other. So typically I would have like somebody that was like really high damage, and then I would have somebody that was really good at, healing and or giving other people AP points and stuff like that. So definitely play around with all the characters. One of the characters that I really didn't use much in my first playthrough, and I kind of regretted it when I kind of learned all the stuff that she could do, was Sayel. She has just some really cool, fun, different abilities that I just totally didn't even use in the first game. So she's one that is really good at kind of giving you extra turns or giving you extra AP points, or if you want to kind of buff her up for attacks, she can do some different stuff with high attack points as well. So all the characters are super fun to play with. They all kind of have their different strengths and weaknesses, and then of course you can augment those with the Pictos and the Lumias, and then your upgrades, and just a lot of fun to build craft in this game. That's really one of the things that I enjoyed most, was not only how easy it is to try different stuff, swap stuff in and out. You're never really penalized for trying a specific combination. It's not like you have to buy or spend points to change them out or anything like that. So super fun system. I think it is really unique in all the different things that it combines with the Pictos and the Lumias, and then the upgrades, and then the action turn-based combat. Just really unique. So it's no surprise to me why so many people love it. I will say it being turn-based is probably the biggest surprise that it got as popular as it did, because turn-based has kind of been like looked down upon for a really long time, but has been kind of roaring back here in the last probably decade or so. You've got Persona games that have really gained in popularity, stuff like that. Obviously this one came in this year and has been just kind of a quiet, not quiet, but a small dev team, a juggernaut of a game. I think they announced they've sold 5 million copies, so that's like just incredible for them. Can't recommend this game enough. I think it's totally fun. Ignore all the crap online about it being the greatest game ever, or it being totally overrated, whatever. Just go play it for yourself, and if you like it, have fun with it. And if it's not your style of game, oh well. If you're on the fence about it, hopefully just kind of watching the combat and the gameplay and stuff throughout this video gave you a little bit more knowledge on it. But if you have any questions, drop those in the chat below, and I'll do my best to answer. All right, so what did you guys think of Clair Obscur Expedition 33 running on the Steam Deck? Is it something that you are planning to play on the Steam Deck? Do you think it's playing at an acceptable level? Drop me a comment down below to let me know. As always, if you haven't already, please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next one.